You know, they say legends come and go, right? Not all legends. We have a legend here in South Africa that came here about 54 years ago and is still here. And it doesn't look like this legend is going anywhere. What I'm referring to is the Toyota Hilux, which has been, I think, rightfully given the legend status by Toyota. So Toyota gives us a Legend Edition every 5 years, and they've been giving us a Legend Edition since 2004, starting with the Legend 35. Then we got the Legend 40 in 2009. Then we had the Legend 45, which is the one I'm reviewing now, in 2014. And in 2019, they released a Legend 50. And just looking at that trajectory, probably going to get another Legend Edition next year, which would be 2024, being the Legend 55 if they continue with the Legend Editions. I don't think Toyota would want to slow down or stop the production of the Hilux. It just wouldn't make sense for anyone if they did. More especially South Africans and the Legend series. This is a very popular car in South Africa. I mean, 54 years of selling the same car to the same people and they keep buying it. I don't think they would want to can the project. This is a very popular car for Toyota, like even globally. In fact, when the Legend 45 was launched in 2014, there were only 5 countries in the world that didn't have a Hilux. And those countries are USA, Canada, North Korea, South Korea, and to my surprise, Japan. I don't understand why you wouldn't find such a popular product of Toyota in Toyota's homeland of Japan. Maybe they have other reasons of not having it there, maybe terrain being a reason. I say terrain because, as you can see, I'm filming in the Toyota Hilux's natural habitat. I just happened to get hold of one here in its natural habitat. No surprise there. And yeah, in South Africa, if you have a Toyota Hilux, chances are you go off-road quite often, either because you have family in the rural areas, or you camp a lot, or you own a farm, or you do some sort of activity that requires you to step off the tarmac. And then you get those people that, you know, do what they want to do with their money and have no business off-road, and they just like this car and they buy it and never touch like gravel ever. Those are special people. But anyways, I can't tell people what to do with their money. So on that note, welcome to the channel, guys, and I'm just gonna take you through a Legend 45's features, like what to expect when you buy a Legend 45. Obviously by now you'd be getting a second-hand one, because a new one would be a Legend 50 at the time of this recording. So the difference between a regular Hilux and a Legend Edition is purely cosmetic. Besides the reverse camera, I think that's the only functional thing that is different on the Hilux. So if you opt for a Legend Edition, you get all the bells and whistles. So they throw a whole lot of cosmetic features, black out some of them, like you get smoked tail lights, you get a smoked grille in front, the running boards are also blacked out, but it's pretty much a regular Hilux with all the bells and whistles fitted onto it. Functionally, in terms of dimensions, the engine, it's a regular Hilux. But when you opt for the Legend Edition, it kind of looks legendary. It looks special, it looks different, it looks kitted out, and it's kitted out by Toyota. Mind you, all the kit that you get in a Legend series, you can get on a regular Hilux. You just won't get the badging all around that says Legend 45, and the extra kit that you get will not be blacked out. Now you're gonna see like random stuff in this car that are like handyman stuff, like typical Hilux owner stuff, like a random log in the loading bay there, a rope tied to the roll bar. I think there's a Yeah, there's a frame with a shifting spanner in the back seat. So this is a Hilux that is being used for Hilux stuff. I mean, you'll see even in the thumbnail, it's carrying like bales of hay to feed cattle. If you look at the thumbnail of this video, yeah, this is a proper Hilux and the owner uses it like a Hilux. Now, just to contextualize just how valuable Hiluxes are to South Africans, I've just looked at cars.co.za's like secondhand Legend 45s and Hiluxes around the time the Legend 45 was put out, and I saw that they haven't really lost much value. Like, as you can see, a lot of them are high mileages, and we're still getting like 320, 370 rand, well, 370,000 rand for a Hilux from as far back as like 2013. There's a 2017 model for 230,000, and this car brand new in 2014, as in a Legend 45 in 2014, was 375 for a rear wheel drive and about 410,000 rand for a 4x4. Like, they really haven't depreciated. This is how valuable a Hilux is, and also it speaks to how reliable it is. So a high mileage Hilux is still pretty costly compared to what it cost when it was brand new. Now, in terms of the Legend 45, if you're buying an extended cab, which is the one we're reviewing here, it only comes in the 3-liter turbocharged diesel, the D4D engine, which is a brilliant engine. It's a reliable engine, tried and tested engine, so that's not a bad thing. I mean, not having an option in this case is not a bad thing. This is a brilliant 3-liter turbocharged diesel engine. Moving inside, obviously this has a screen, and I say obviously because you must have seen that terribly positioned reverse camera. It's not terribly positioned in terms of what it shows you on the screen, it's just, it looks like an afterthought. It looks like, yeah, the way this thing's positioned, this car can come without a reverse camera. This car comes without a reverse camera as standard, and yeah, I think they could have integrated the reverse camera much better than what they've done on this car. And the steering wheel, you get a multi-function steering wheel with one blank. I don't know what the blank is for, because this is a Legend 45. This is supposed to be a top spec, or maybe they use the same steering wheel in the Fortuna and it does something there, I don't know. But it's a multi-function steering wheel nonetheless, and I think it's multi enough, even though it just has volume up, volume down, different mode, and the mode is not for the instrument cluster, obviously, because the instrument cluster is not a screen. The mode is to control what you control, like it's to change what you're controlling on the screen. So instead of track up, track down, it could be radio station up, radio station down, etc., etc. So I think it's simple enough. I mean, this is a Hilux. This is for the straightforward, no nonsense consumer. So you don't want to put too much on the steering wheel. You just need to put what the driver needs, and if the driver wants more, they can simply go to the infotainment system themselves and touch around there. The infotainment system is pretty basic. It has Bluetooth, USB, CDs. You can insert your MP3, and that's about it. And aux, it has aux input as well. The glove compartment, it's not dampered, it just falls, like when you open it, it immediately falls down, which I don't think is a problem in a Hilux. It's not lined with felt, because yeah, the users of this car, from like my experience, are no nonsense people. They just want a glove compartment that opens, and so they can get what they want and quickly close it again. They're not really looking for a dampered, lined with felt glove compartment. So for a Hilux, it works. Moving to the extra part of this extra cab, which is that extra space you have behind the driver and passenger seats. You don't get doors that lead into the back, like dedicated doors as you would in like a Ford Ranger, where the car has rear hinge doors to help you get into the extra part of the extra cab. Here you just have two doors, and you just move the seat forward if you want to get the space in the back. So I'm just going to move the cooler box out the way. It's a very South African thing to always have a cooler box in your car. That is not a prop. I just got this car from my uncle, and he had a cooler box in there. It's a South African thing. So the back of the extra space there has some padding. So I think Toyota did think you might want to put a passenger or two back here. So they don't want them to be really uncomfortable. They will be uncomfortable, but not really uncomfortable. So as you can see, there are no seat belts. So I don't think it's made for like longer trips in the back here. Just some extra storage. So this is what I think of an extra cab is. It's I'd say a hatchback, a two-seater hatchback with a loading bed. Yeah, I think I've contextualized what an extra cab is. So if you like a buggy, but you'd still like some boot in it, but you also want a loading bay, I think an extra cab would be for you. I understand why this version of buggies exist, and if I was to get a buggy, it would most probably be an extra cab, because I would buy a buggy to load stuff, so you still don't get a shorter, that much of a shorter loading bay as you would with a double cab, but you also get some storage area inside the car in case you don't have a canopy or something for the back. And in terms of the driver's door, not a lot to see there. You have a small drinks holder in the door, and you just have the window switches and the window and the mirror switch. That's basically the driver's door. And that's my review of the Toyota Extra Cab, guys. If you didn't know what the Legend 40, Legend 45, Legend 50 thing is all about, well, I hope I've enlightened you on that end, and I've basically shown you what you're getting if you're buying Legend 45. I'm going to use the word bulletproof, but not literally, so don't go into dangerous neighborhoods with your Hilux thinking it's bulletproof. And that's the end of my video, guys. Please do like the video. If you made it this far, you definitely like this video. So do leave a like, do subscribe. More content is definitely on the way. I don't intend on slowing down now. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the Legend series. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the review. And just let me know what you think in general. Otherwise, till the next video, guys. Cheers.